Hey everyone, today we are taking a look at Jade Dreamland, and this is in adventure mode. And this is a new dungeon that just opened, and most of it is very simple. You're not going to really have any problems with boss 1 and 2, I don't think, but we'll go through explaining them. Boss 3 is going to be your challenge, and that is the kind of hard point for I think most people. To be honest, I really hope that the developers will fix boss 3. Now for boss number 1, it's pretty much just a DPS fight. Go ahead and kill the boss. He does do a couple of attacks. You will see these purple rings on the floor. Just step out of them and avoid them. They're really not too hard to avoid. He also does various rings that go across the room. Either they will start inside. Here's a directional one you can easily avoid. Either the rings will start inside around him and you'll just move out of the yellow circle, or they will start on the outside of the room. So here again is another round of those purple rings, and up next should be the yellow ones. Okay, so here we go. So he's going to start from the inside and work his way out. So step out of the yellow and then you just move back in, and then the rings will continue to move out. You can see here they're going to scoot out further. This is one way. The other way I've seen him do it is the opposite, where the rings will move in. Now there's also these orbs that come and will hit you. I think you're supposed to block them, but there's 3 lines and only 2 other players to block them. So just be aware, either heal through them and avoid them that way, or we kind of tried to stand together to block each other's, so it might be just to block those orbs coming at you. And that's it for boss 1. It's very simple. It shouldn't be too challenging. Boss number 2 again is not too hard. It's a little weird, and it took me a second when I first saw it to go, wait a second, what are we doing? So for boss 2, honestly, you could clear the mobs around the outside if your group is really struggling. Most of the groups that I went through this with did not clear the mobs around the outside. I was just trying to be a little extra cautious. So the boss will get a shield around him and you can't attack him. And there will be, here we had a bunch of mobs spawn. There will be either mobs or these guys around the outside. So here, if there's mobs, just go ahead and collect them and kill them, and avoid the cross that appears in the middle. Now here we have the intruders, which, oh, these are the mobs again. So go ahead and kill them. This is honestly the only one that I saw where the mobs started. All the other ones started with these guys here. And what they are is there's 3 sides, and these guys walk towards the center. When one of them reaches the center, it spawns all those extra ads that you saw at the beginning, which is why I'm a little confused as to why they started that way. But go around the circle and just kill these 3 ads. And if you do it fast enough, you will just be able to go ahead and take them down, and then another round of them will spawn like they are here. And then you just go around and kill those 3 again. And that's really it for the fight. There's the little cross that he sometimes does in the center, and just avoid that fairly easily, and then walk around and kill these 3 mobs. Again, here's the cross, and because we killed the mobs, he got weak enough that he dropped his shield and we killed him. So that's it. Again, in every fight that I tried that with, it was fairly simple, so you shouldn't have any problems with that boss. Now moving on to boss 3, this is the one where you're probably going to have a lot of a challenge. And if you remember, I think it's Tempest, boss 2, where you have to roll the barrels at the boss. This is the same sort of thing. I always struggled with lining them up, but some people were really good at lining up those barrels. This is the same exact thing with feathers. So here what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a share damage. So go ahead and share damage. After this should be a directional AoE, kind of like a triangle thing. It seems random as to which direction it goes, so just kind of be aware that you need to move out of it fairly quickly. After that, these yellow circles will appear, and this is where the feathers are going to drop. So here the feathers come down and you can see them laying on the ground. Here you have to line the feather up with the boss. I truly suck at this. I'm not exactly sure how to do it. I did it once where I actually managed to interrupt the boss, but most of the time it really didn't do it. So as you can see here, the casting bar under the boss's name is almost done, and she does a fairly large attack. This time we were able to survive it, so that's good. But then again, we have this directional AoE, and we continue on. And that's it, really. There's nothing else for this fight. We're going to go ahead and do the next mech, which should be sheer damage again. And after the sheer damage, we should be looking for, here we've got the circles again. I think that it does do the directional AoE again, usually between those. Again, the circles were all piled up because we were all together for sheer damage. So go over to those feathers and hit the boss with those feathers. Now, I'm trying to line them up. Again, I'm not entirely sure the best way to do it. I think I hit it there, but it just happened to be at the end of the timer, so it didn't work. As you can see, everybody died except for me, so that would have probably been a wipe in a normal group. Unfortunately, it does seem to wipe a lot. The boss pushed me back there. I'm not entirely sure what that attack was. And then, again, just continue on. We're doing the sheer damage here. And then the boss gives us a little bit of a break before he does another round of those feathers. So at this point, just DPS the boss down. Unfortunately, this is just not an easy boss to hit with those feathers. I'm really hoping that this is changed in the future to make it a little bit simpler to hit it, or just like Tempest, they lowered the amount of damage the attack does to make it more reasonable, so it just hurts everybody instead of wiping everybody. So hopefully you found this helpful. I'm sorry I don't have any wonderful tips as to how to line up those feathers. I hope that at least you found this helpful so that you know what to do. And this wasn't actually my first down, but I love the graphics, so I had to put it in. You're watching VGO 40, and this is VGO Girl, and thank you for watching.